The silence was suffocating. But it wasn't my choice. No, I did not stop talking out of some noble decision. I did not embrace silence as a form of peace or self-care. I stopped talking because they wanted me to. They thought they could break me, thought they could strip me of my voice, my power. But they were wrong. They had no idea the storm they were awakening. They thought my silence meant weakness, that it meant surrender. They were foolish. They had no clue how loud silence can be when it's forged by pain and resentment. They thought they could shut me down, shut me up, and make me vanish, like I was nothing. Like I meant nothing. But what they didn't realize was that silence was my weapon, my fuel, and with every word I held back, I sharpened the blade. I used to speak, I used to scream, beg, plead for their approval, for their attention. I thought it meant something. I thought it meant I mattered. But it didn't. They never heard me. They saw me, but they never listened. They never saw the hunger in my eyes, the fire waiting to scorch everything in its path. I was invisible to them, just a shadow, but shadows can grow long. And when the light dims, shadows stretch. They thought they had snuffed me out, but they only made me stronger. Now I've become something else. Something they cannot ignore. They will never know what hit them. The people who looked past me, the ones who walked all over me, they thought they could push me down forever. They thought I was just another casualty, another ghost in their hollow world. But as I stood there silent, the weight of my own rage and betrayal hardened inside me, forming something unbreakable. I wasn't disappearing, I was evolving. Every moment I stayed silent, I transformed. Every second of neglect, every sneer, every jab of humiliation, they were shaping me. The silence wasn't just an absence of sound, it was a rebirth, a furnace, a place where the shattered pieces of who I used to be were forged into something far more dangerous. They thought they could erase me. They thought they could make me insignificant. But I was growing. I was silent, but I was not weak. I was building something stronger than their taunts and their mockery. And when I finally spoke again, they would regret every single word they ever threw at me. They wanted me to fall into their trap, to break. But I did the unthinkable. I learned how to use my pain as fuel. I transformed my betrayal into a fire so hot it could consume everything in its path. Their betrayal made me, shaped me into something unrecognizable. I was no longer the person who begged for attention, no longer the one who cowered in fear of their judgment. I was something far darker. The realization hit me hard, like a punch to the gut. All these years I had been letting them define me. I had been living under their rules, under their expectations. But more, the moment I stopped talking was the moment I stopped listening to them. The moment I stopped caring about their approval. I realized something. Silence is not submission. It is power, absolute, unshakable power. And with that realization came a shift, a transformation, a dark, violent metamorphosis that I welcomed with open arms. The world had turned its back on me, but now it would feel the consequences. They had created something far worse than a victim. They had created a monster. When I stopped talking, they thought it was over. They thought they won. They thought I was done. They did not realize that the moment I stopped talking, I began to build something that would haunt them forever. I became a force they could no longer ignore. I stopped begging. I stopped pleading. I stopped pretending to be what they wanted me to be. And now, as I stand here, silent but furious, I know that the world will soon whisper my name, not in pity, but in fear. They will whisper my name, knowing that it is not a name of weakness. It is the name of someone who rose from the ashes they tried to bury. Every second they left me to my own devices, I became stronger. The pain and humiliation, they were nothing but the raw materials of a weapon that would be wielded with precision. I was no longer the quiet, ignored soul. No, I am something far darker, something unstoppable. The more they pushed me down, the higher I would rise. I had turned my silence into a force of nature, and now the storm is coming. They will never see me the same way again. The whispers have started. At first they were just rumors, fleeting echoes that danced through the shadows. But now they are growing, like a fire that catches in the wind. The more they try to contain it, the faster it spreads. The world is starting to realize something. They cannot stop what I've become. They cannot silence me anymore. The chains they thought they shackled me with only made me stronger. Every insult, every slight, every piece of pain I swallowed, it's all turned into my armor. I hear the whispers now. They're scared, scared of what I've become, scared of the person they created. They don't know what to do with me. They thought I was weak. They thought I was just another victim in a world full of lost causes. But they miscalculated. They didn't understand that silence can be a weapon. Silent but lethal. They thought I was invisible. But every day they ignored me. They fed the monster inside me. Every day I spent choking down my words. I was sharpening my focus. I was becoming something they could not see coming. And now, when I move, when I rise, they are forced to look over their shoulders, wondering if I'm there, wondering if I'll strike. I'm no longer the quiet one, the ignored one. I'm the one they fear, the one they can't forget. They thought they were in control, thought they could write the rules of my life, but they were wrong. So wrong. They pushed me into the shadows, but it only made me stronger. It was in that darkness I found my true self, cold, relentless, and ready to tear down everything they've built. I hear them talk now, but they don't know what to say. They don't know how to act around me. They see the change, feel the shift in the air when I walk into a room. The silence I once carried is now a weight that presses down on them, suffocating them. They are uncomfortable. They are scared. They know they made a mistake, but they're too proud to admit it. They won't apologize. They will never own up to their betrayal. They'll just keep whispering, keep talking behind my back. And that's fine. Let them whisper. Let them talk. They're already feeling the consequences of their arrogance. They've ignited something that cannot be extinguished. They've awakened a beast, and no matter how they try to hide it, no matter how they try to avoid me, they know they are on borrowed time. I used to care about their opinions, used to bend over backward, twisting myself into the shape they wanted, just to earn a shred of their approval. But that person is dead now. I buried them with every cut, every rejection, every whisper they threw at me. I don't care what they say anymore. I don't care about their judgment or their validation. What I care about is making them understand the weight of their mistake. What I care about is making them feel the consequences of crossing me. The transformation is complete. I am no longer the version of me they wanted to break. I am the version they fear, the version they will never see coming. And the silence that once seemed like my defeat, my surrender, it is now my victory. It is the weapon I wield with deadly precision. It is the thing that keeps them up at night, wondering when I will strike next. And I will strike. Oh, how I will strike. They may think they can control the narrative. They may think they can paint me into a corner and forget about me. But they're wrong. Because when you stop talking, when you stop giving people the power to define your worth, That's when you find your true voice. That's when you become something unstoppable. I am that unstoppable force. And now as I watch them cower, watch them look over their shoulders, realize something. They do not own me anymore. They do not control my story. They tried to break me, tried to destroy me. But in their attempt to silence me, they gave birth to a new version of me, a version that will not be ignored, a version that will make them regret every moment they thought they could crush me. The whispers are growing louder, and it's only a matter of time before they realize the truth. They don't control me anymore. They don't own my silence. They never did. They built me, and now I am coming for everything they hold dear. The whispers are not just rumors anymore. They are warnings. The world is waking up to the reality they tried to bury. The truth that they didn't know they were creating. They thought they could hold me in the dark, hide me in the corners of their little world. But they were wrong. Every whisper, every glance, every moment of discomfort, they feel it now. They feel it because they know what's coming. They feel the weight of the monster they unleashed, the weight of their own creation. And it's only a matter of time before they see me, before they know the full extent of the storm they provoked. They thought they could leave me behind, make me a forgotten shadow in the corner of their minds. But what they don't understand is that shadows grow when you turn away from them. They grow and stretch and reach, and now my shadow is darker than they ever imagined. There is no going back now. The transformation is irreversible. They thought they could break me, thought they could control me. But now, every ounce of their betrayal, every ounce of the pain they inflicted, has been sculpted into a new force, a force that will tear through everything they've built. They wanted to break me, but in their effort to silence me, they turned me into something they will never control. I've become the nightmare they never saw coming, the unstoppable wave that is crashing into their lives, crushing everything in its path, and every whisper, every conversation they have behind my back. It only fuels the fire. They have no idea what they've done. They have no idea who they've made. They are scared. They are running out of time. And they know it. I can see it in their eyes. I can see it in the way they tremble when they see me, in the way they avoid my gaze. They know the price of their mistake, and no matter how they try to silence me now, it is too late. The damage is done. I stopped talking because I had to. I stopped talking because I knew that silence was the only thing that would bring them to their knees. And now, they are learning the truth. You cannot break a person by taking their voice. You cannot erase a person by taking their words. You cannot control a person by silencing them. The truth is, silence only makes you stronger. It makes you deadlier. It makes you a weapon. And now, I am the weapon.
They thought they could erase me. Thought they could make me small and insignificant. But now they are the ones who are small.
They are the ones who are insignificant. They are the ones who are invisible in the face of what I have become. I am the storm they cannot outrun, the force they cannot escape, and soon they will feel the full wrath of everything they tried to bury. I did not choose silence because I was weak. I chose it because I was smarter than they ever gave me credit for. I chose it because I knew the time would come when I would no longer need to beg for their attention, no longer need their validation. The time has come. The time has come for them to pay for every moment they took from me, for every second they thought they could control me. They will pay for their arrogance. They will pay for their betrayal. And they will pay for every whisper that ever dared to underestimate me. They are scared of me now. They feel it in their bones. They know what I've become. They know the storm is coming, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. Nothing they can do to outrun it. And when it hits, when it crashes down on them, they will remember one thing. I stopped talking, and now they whisper my name. Subscribe for more.